Good evening, everyone. There is another Group D matchup for you here. We've got I'm Kanye West versus MECHNIGE1. We're going to be starting on Palace with a Highway and Refinery ban. Both of these players coming in after a few losses. I believe Kanye's only played and lost versus Evolution. MECHNIGE1 with a loss to both Filthy and Evolution. Going to be looking to pick up their first win in Group D. Both of these players wanting to stay alive and make their way out. So let's get this underway, beginning on Palace. Excited to see how this one plays out. See Kanye on an upper spawn. Nigel behind the tree. As I manage to look at nothing as I die for that 3 seconds. Neither player's aggressed yet, so we haven't really missed a whole lot. Kanye with the heat on, and both players with 7 aura. Seen nature so far to Kanye. We know that MECHNIGE1 will have Psycho. Unsure if they're single schools or of what their other schools might be. Looks like Blazing Bullet already for Kanye. MECHNIGE1 jumps out to catch that one, strangely enough, rather than staying behind the tree. Odd decision. Acquisition on. Nigel seems to want nothing to do with that bullet of fire. 2 shields and 10 aura, and he's still not blocking it. Does erase the flame sword. Going to continue to take damage from this blazing rush out of Kanye. Races the flame sword, loses both iron skins now with the psychic wall. Tiger strength goes on. Nigel unable to stay away from that blazing bullet and has yet to trade back effectively either. On the verge of death, next blazing bullet that connects will be a kill. Mech needs to get some damage down. I'm pretty sure Kanye is sitting on a healing water too. Has to play very carefully, and he uses the Tiger Strength at a bad angle, and that'll be a quick one for Kanye on Palace. Takes us to Panorama as Highway was banned. Likely to see a lot of fast and furious action, as Panorama is often wont to provide. Get it underway. Looking to see a stronger showing out of Nigel than we have already. So I managed to get all 3 bloody rituals. See both players starting with roughly 4 and 5 aura and a heat on. Multiple shields, very conservative. Gonna see who's willing to overwrite some of these shields and move in for the kill first. Kanye with a little bit healthier aura than Nigel. Nigel with 2 attacks and that heat on. Still not satisfied with his current hand. Kanye looks to also still be digging onto his 3rd shield in hand as well. It's always a little frustrating in some of these matchups when you get your shields all front-loaded and you have to end up overriding them rather than getting a chance to use them strategically. Nigel doing his best to keep his distance from Kanye. Ground laser comes out and a hyper kick from Kanye. Try and counter. Nigel keeps himself away from it. He's been getting better at avoiding melee throughout the series, but that one is going to miss, trying to catch it with a vacuum wall, and it wraps around. Nigel building up aura once again to try and block. Kanye tries to fake with a shield. And he's going to catch him again. Kanye continuing to chase with just this hyper kick so far. Nigel continuing to not be able to catch things with just a vacuum wall. Has had this problem before on lane versus Filthy, where these small cost attacks continue to get around the cost of vacuum wall. Picks up a third shield now, hopefully the fortress. Doesn't block. Is down to 4 health now. Kanye using only this hyper kick while Nigel has 3 shields. Is not looking good for Nigel right now mentally. Finally catches the hyper kick. But he leaves himself at 4 health now. An abysmal start for Nigel on Panorama, as Kanye, barely into his arsenal, is able to retreat back to base and take his pick of his next set of skills. Kanye is still checking aura there. Nature key out of him. Possibly looking for a Tiger Strength. Going to have real big hits coming out. Up to 10 aura. Doesn't seem interested in the 2 skills on his bench, which is also making it very slow for him to draw anything else. Picking up 1 aura particle at a time. Nigel content to do roughly the same in his own base. Can I please get a new camera? There we go. Nigel decides to get rid of the stats. Or a turbulence. Looks like he did catch something of Kanye's with that turbulence as well. Or perhaps Kanye just used an aura particle. I did not see that very closely. Kanye now moving back in. Another attack in hand. Blazing Bullet this time. Ice Sword not going to connect for the counter. Twice. Nigel needs to do that faster if he wants to hit it. Looks like wall comes up that time. Nigel lagging a bit here. Making it difficult for Kanye to aim some of these blazing bullets, but so far hasn't been caught by anything. Looks like Return to Nature now, but as he uses it, Kanye simply walks over and kills him with the blazing bullet. Nigel not able to handle the pressure of Kanye so far in this series. Needs to find some momentum coming in here on City. Also interested that we saw him use a really dirty arsenal versus Filthy on Panorama, and we haven't seen him pull that out this time on Pano. Perhaps we'll see it on City versus Kanye. It could be very effective against this rushing style that he's struggling against. As we move on to City now, we'll see what Nigel brings out. See Nigel in the pit, Kanye with the advantageous spawn and the boost mine. Nigel Having a little bit of aura troubles. We see a red aura on him. Starting to get some of that now. Yellow aura out of Kanye means he's going to be predominantly optical. Is that red or is that purple? Definitely red. Nigel continuing to get aura now, which is very good for him, given that rough aura start. Kanye looks to move in. Blaster comes out, doesn't connect. Nigel continues to dodge it effectively. Kanye continues to use that blaster. Yet to connect with it. Breaks an iron skin, or I guess it's throttle blaster, so it does not break the iron skin. Nigel decides to psycho knife a sign while Kanye's nowhere near, which is extremely brave in my opinion. As that sign can just jump backwards and hit you. Throttle blaster going to connect this time. Comboed with the Dragon Slayer. Nigel doesn't jump the Dragon Slayer, so he takes the extra damage. Seems to have lost his nerve there, now getting hit by these blasters that he was so easily dodging before. He's going to flub the lack. Oh, Kanye tries to cartwheel the lack. And Nigel now in a fairly good position for a moment. Kanye probably should have held onto that boost mine to prevent some of the damage from that heat from the void. Does not choose to do so. A ray shell takes it though. Now Kanye left with almost nothing that he can even pick up right now. Has an attack, not certain as to what it is. Being chased by the Psycho Knife, takes a little bit of damage. Looks like Kanye's really trying to create some space for himself. More Psycho Knife's gonna connect. Kanye now perched up upon that sign. Unsure as to Mech's other attack. Psycho, I'd love to be seeing a rock shot or a bomb right now. Would be really effective against Kanye's little perch up there. Good sword cancel. Manages to trick Kanye, who's going to take some damage tumbling off the map while he's at it. Picks up a purple. He has Charged Particle, which is going to break what looks like another Iron Skin. So Mech Nigel decides to head back up. Debris Bullet this time. He's going to take some aura away with an exhaust. Not sure how effective that will be. Recalls out of Kanye. Has Vibration Laser now. And Vibration Blaster as Mech Nigel has to leave his base. He does not get to go back. Oh, he's got the Psycho Shell now, so he is able to survive. Kanye still could have that superior angle with the Vibration Laser if he goes for it. Looks like a Tiger Strength on now. He'll be able to snap all the shields there. Able to take away that Psycho Shell. Mech Nigel's going to continue trying to pepper with his Debris Bullet. Has made an impressive comeback so far. That lack was really good. Looking to use some of these obscuring angles in order to hide which direction the Debris Bullet's coming from. Hyper Kick goes on to Kanye. He's that much closer to dying now. Oh! As he follows him, he doesn't have enough aura to finish it. Kanye, one hit away from anything. A sneeze will kill him. But Mech falls off the map. Manages to block with the Psychic Wall. Twice. Able to keep up with that Tiger Strength on the Vibration Blaster now with Psychic Wall. Mech Nigel moves back up. Avoids the Charged Particle. Manages to block last second here. It's coming down to the wire. Can Mech Nigel bring this series back with a Hyper Kick? And he does, picking up a win versus Kanye, which will take us into Game 4. Skipping Refinery. We're going back to lane. Nigel, once again, after losing brutally the first two maps, is able to scrape back a win on City versus Kanye. looking to see if he can get some momentum going or if Kanye simply had a slip up and can close the rest of this series out now. Kanye already moving in on a Nigel, who's got 2 environmentals. Blazing already out of Kanye. See what environmental he has and what he chooses to do with it as Kanye stays on the attack. MECHNIGE1 unfortunately very low on aura right now, unable to do a whole lot. Not safe there. Oh, goodness. The vacuum slash connects. Breaks his iron skin. I'm thinking we're going to see the memory lapse again if he can survive long enough to lay it down. And Kanye's going to lose the blazing bullet. Looks like he lost 2 blazing bullets there. Nigel overwrites one of his as well. Looks like guard of water now. Lost by Kanye. Dodges the swarm of moths. Reincarnation is going to connect. Kanye uses a heat. Nigel still not a lot of aura. Lost his other environmental. Laid it right where it was easy to pick up. In a rough spot right now. Very low on health. If he can get up there and place that environmental in the cage, he's in a very good spot. But if he is not able to do so, and not able to get another shield as he allows Kanye to close the distance... Oh my goodness, that would have been huge if he hit that Miramasa, but it doesn't connect. Blocked by the iron skin. Good moves out of Kanye. Doppelgang doesn't seem to work. Maybe he did it while he wasn't locked on, strangely enough. Flash hole, unable to block hyper kick, and the backdraft bullet from Kanye is able to rush down the memory lapse deck with a bad aura start, and Kanye will take the series 3-1 over MECHNIGE1. Great play out of both players here. Kanye showing very commanding wins in his wins, but a very impressive, scrappy game out of Nigel on City. Was able to bring this series to a not full shutout, and we will likely have more Group D matches coming to you soon.